That's me. That's all me. Yeah, just, forgive me for I know not what I do, or what is it? God is not through with me yet, and I'm trying. So I appreciate your patience, and thank you for understanding. All right, so anyway, so yeah, so what was on my mind today from a financial consciousness standpoint? A couple of things. Number one, a lot of you may have. Does anybody own NVIDIA stock? How many of you own NVIDIA stock? I did some a little bit of work on NVIDIA stock recently, where I was basically explaining the reason I didn't buy. I'm not buying NVIDIA. I haven't been buying it is because there's a lot of concern that the stock could be overpriced and overhyped. There's a lot of uncertainty there. There's a lot of risk that the AI revolution is not going to turn out the way people expect in terms of the economic impact. It doesn't mean AI isn't going to be relevant. AI is going to be very relevant. It doesn't mean AI isn't going to make money. AI is going to make trillions of dollars. But in financial markets, expectations are everything. It's not about how much money you make, it's how much money you were expected to make and if you met those expectations. Do you understand? So, really, I don't know if NVIDIA is going to meet the expectations. So, my son came in here the other day. I call him my son, but really, I'm his bonus dad. But he's, I treat him like my son because he's in my house, and he came in and he was confused, and he said, Nvidia stock, passed its earnings expectations. He said, I don't understand. Like they didn't just make a lot of money. He understands enough to know that if a company passes the expectation on earnings, that they're going to have a stock price jump. And he said, I don't understand because Nvidia went down. If you notice, it went down by 3%, which is a pretty massive market cap impact for a company like Nvidia. Let me see, $1 trillion. What's 1% of a trillion? Sorry, I gotta get that right. Is it? Let me see. Let's see. 10% is 100 billion. So 1% is $10 billion. So when it goes down 3%, that's a $30 billion decline in market value. So a lot of wealth was lost. And I explained to him that it's not that Nvidia didn't make a ton of money. They always make a crap ton of money. They're going to keep on doing that for a long time. It's also not that they didn't exceed expectations. They did. They did the best that they could do. What happened is that there's a third element that doesn't get discussed as much called guidance. And guidance is just when the insiders in the company are sharing with investors, like, hey, this is what we see down the road. This is what we see. So what they basically said was, down the road, we see some concerns. We see some competitive pressure. We see some risk factors. But we're still going to make a crap ton of money. Like that's not going to stop. Can't stop, won't stop, with that kind of thing. But we do see that we're going to, instead of making like a complete crap ton, we're going to make a 90% of a crap ton, right? So it doesn't mean that they are not going to make a lot of money. They're going to make a lot of money. It just means that they're going to make a little less than what everyone expected. So this drop in the price, it's not a crash, it's not a plummet, it is a correction. And does this correction make Nvidia into a good buy? I don't feel like it is. I still feel like there's a lot of risk there. And remember, one of the keys of investing is you don't look where everybody else is looking. You also want to look where nobody's looking. Right? That's where you make the money, is you find the hidden gems, not the gems that are in plain sight. When a gem is in plain sight, everybody's hyped up. And even in dating, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna tell you the truth. When I was younger, I never was interested in the girl that everybody liked. I was always interested in the amazing girl that nobody noticed, where I could see inside of her and see wonderful things that other men may not have noticed. That was what I was most interested in. I met my wife in the library. I did not meet her in the club. I wasn't chasing after certain types of people. I wanted a woman that really gave me what I was looking for, not what the world told me I should be looking for. Do you know what I mean? And that's just a little Uncle Boy's tip on I think what I think creates happiness. And this is why I think you should liberate yourself by being courageous enough to be a free and critical thinker. Like, I think that if you are okay with who you are and you love yourself and you're confident in your opinions, knowing that they're going to be wrong sometimes, right? Y'all saw me make a big mistake just now. I make mistakes all the time, every day, constantly, but self-love is what gets me through it. It says, yeah, I screwed up, but it's all right. I'm the best. I'm the best I got right now. So I'm going to stick with this guy because this guy's worth it, right?